My name is Dennis Victor Allen, and I was born in Inuvik, Northwest Territories. This is Colville Lake, just inside the Arctic Circle. Home of the Gashu Kutini. They are referred to in their language as the end of the earth people.
Well, I was 11 years old when I came back from residential school. Since that day I started working until today I'm still working.
Marie Cochon, grand matriarch of the unstoppable Cochon family, survivor of decades of hard winters. She moves gracefully between two very different worlds. Her very existence is testament to her unstoppable faith.
I was raised in Good Hope. We had a cabin about 8 miles below Norman Wells, and in 1964, that's when I got married. That's when I moved down here with my husband. The things that I begin hearing about is about good and evil. For the good things, my heart is just happy. For the bad things, my heart is just weak.
That should wake them up, huh? When I came in here in '62 and built this mission here, put my tent up right over here, had my dog team tied along the lake here, and started cutting willows. The willows here are up to your head. They're all gone now, and I got grass growing here, but it was jungle at that time. The idea was to entice people back from Fort Good Hope who had been born and raised out here and were now living in there, to come back and live on the land. This was a back to the land movement. Try to get them to get back to the hunting and trapping again. And that's the way it worked for the at least the first 25, 30 years.
In Good Hope, we used to get only moose, but down here the caribou comes by in the fall time, and then on May go back to the barren land, and we make lots of dry meat with caribou meat. So I really like that, and besides that, I like the traditional way of life.
Colville Lake is one of the North's last remaining traditional communities. Their principal diet of food from the land keeps them rooted. They heat their homes with wood stoves and haul drinking water from the lake, and they depend on no one but themselves. Isolated from the outside world, they've managed to preserve their language and their tradition. You like going out in the bush with your dad? Where's your favorite place to go?
Ireland.
Oh.
Yeah, no, me.
Where's your favorite place to go?
Good Hope.
Good Hope. How come you like going to Good Hope?
Because I want to play game.
Oh, play games. What kind of games?
Donkey Kong and any kind of games.
Video games?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the lifestyle is gradually shifting, and those old timers that were in here and trapping and the heads of families 40 years ago are practically all gone now. Got new generation.
When I first got involved, I was elected to council, but we didn't have nothing here. You know, this office, like, it was just empty. One of the things was to first get everybody to sign the consent form that we want to create our own independent band. So that's what it did. I mean, I was just new to the ball game. So while I was in Yellowknife, I just invited myself to each of the political leaders' offices, like the Dene Nation, the commissioner's office, the premier. You know, I don't know these people, but you know, I invited myself to their office. It took us 6 months just to get ourselves set up, and it was quite an achievement, you know.
The achievement of band status gave Colville Lake independence. Instead of being only a small village outside of Fort Good Hope, they are now a charter community, and they have their own voice, and it's growing stronger every day. But progress is plowing its way through the lives of these ancient people. And the kids in the community are in its direct path. Their only weapon is education, both in the classroom and out on the land.
That's all you have to do, and then you can do your ocean, and that job is totally finished. Your ocean and your...
Joellen Lislow is a teacher in Colville Lake.
And the carrots always...
She has an incredible and daunting task of preparing these children for the change that is imminent. The one-room schoolhouse in the second millennium.
Good, good, good. Tyrell, don't fall asleep on me. When Robert and I first came to Colville Lake, we were newlyweds. And so life, all aspects of our lives were very exciting.
Put the orange ones? Put the orange ones here.
Robert was my only staff member, my only other teacher up until this year, and now we have another staff member because we're starting a new high school program. We also have a slavey teacher who's a local lady, Ann Kashan, and Orleus, and Ann teaches slavey to all the students, kindergarten to grade 9. Okay, let's try it. Charlie, you say, he snapped at a mosquito.
He snapped at a mosquito.
And Tyrell, he snapped at a mosquito.
In our young days, we don't really care what we learn. I like to teach others about a good story, good good messages, things like that.
I need to stay with her because I learn stuff from her, and I go out on the land with her. When I'm in bush, and she tells me stories about my grandpa and a long time ago when they used to walk.
At first we don't do it good, but towards the end we start doing things good. Then it's our turn to teach others. That's the way it is. Yeah. So you got to learn by watching, that's it.
In spite of the fact that the community struggles to maintain their traditions, to teach the slavey language in the school, to teach the children in the school their traditions, they still recognize the importance of the children having an education, learning to read, and completing high school. They still have a lot of respect for education, along with maintaining their traditions. making bannock and stew. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Simone.
Colville is still sort of like a traditional community, so a lot of members still take care of themselves.
Like we've always went by what the community wants. That we've had public meetings. We ask the community, what do you want us as a council to do? So we take our direction from the people.
It's good for the people because that's what they choose. That's the way they choose to live. Some of them are like hauling our own water and that. That's something that they choose to hang on to, getting our own wood for heat. That's the way they want to live.
We brought a child's blow-up swimming pool for bathing, so whenever we feel that it's necessary.
Bath nights can be quite exciting.
Yes. We boil some water on the wood stove or with the electric kettle and fill the bathtub and have a bath, and
Yeah, it
it
worked.
worked.
Yeah.
Oh, she becomes the rinse person and vice versa. After all, we're married, aren't we? Yes.
It's kind of hard for other people maybe, but we use the way we were trained by our elders. We mostly raise our kids out on the land. Every year we go out on the land with dog teams. No matter how far it is, we travel for about a week, and then until we reach the place where he could go trapping. So that was our way of life, so it was good.
Marie's life has been one of constant effort. Raising a huge family on the land strained every muscle in her tiny frame, It consumed every second of her time, summoned every morsel of hope. But she taught her children well. Her son Richard is testament to that. And she goes to sleep every night knowing full well that her children could survive out on the land if they had to. It saddens her to know that this way of life is disappearing. The modern world beckons constantly through television, radio, flashy magazines. It's hard to compete with those images. When I first came to Colville Lake a few years ago, I felt like I'd been rocketed back into the beginning of time. The isolation and silence flooded my senses, and I slept for days. I've been back a few times since, and with each visit, there's a sense of impending change. Satellite TV, the winter road, oil exploration, and the ever-increasing presence of Western culture it's changing the landscape. I've only tasted a thin slice of this wonderful place, but I can already discern the flavor. What once was a crisp tang is slowly becoming a bitter twist.
I moved down here in '94, and I have 6 kids now. The oldest is Tyrell, and then there's Brandon, Dakota, Chantel, Michelle, and Cody. Cody's the youngest. I work for a power corporation, and I'm also on the community council. One of the things that the board and myself worked on was getting a new store. So it took us about 3 to 4 years, but we finally got the new store.
How much it cost you, like, to feed your family for 1 week from the store when you got no caribou?
In a week,
Yeah.
$300.
$300 a week?
200 to 300.
Yeah. Well, and what's that? Like, what you ever buy pork chops and chicken and stuff like that, or?
Once in a while, maybe once a month, because it's too expensive.
Yeah. In a community with such a high unemployment rate, the institutions here need to be flexible. Members of the Kapami co-op, they can charge groceries to their account. And sometimes it can mean the difference between a meal and going without.
Oh, really, really. Prices is crazy. We paid pretty well, almost $2 a pound to get stuff in here. It's way over $1 for sure. Especially when you want to buy big ticket items like a four-wheeler or a snowmobile. And then you have to pay almost anywhere from $500 to $1,000 freight to get stuff in here. So with the winter road coming in, it's been really good. Now we can get most of our big ticket items in on a winter road. Either we pick it up ourselves or else we truck it in. And then that sort of helps to bring prices down.
When they first become members, they buy a share, and that way everyone in the community has a part of the co-op. So the more business the co-op does, the better it is for the community.
However, what's better for the community is also creating debt. Therefore, the importance of self-sustainability is paramount.
Since we established ourselves, we're getting into these programs and everything. One of the things that people were concerned about was the environmental concerns. There was barrels left here and there on the land by industry, and I guess one of the cleanup sites happened to be on a bare land. So there came an idea. Well, why don't we send a group of hunters out there, fill up the plane with those barrels, let the pilots come back and just leave us there, and we'll do the hunt.
One on the side of the hill. When they first went out there, it was straight men to go hunting to bring back caribou. And as the years went by, the community thought it might be a good idea to bring the children and the families out there to make it a family affair. But the main reason was in order to educate the kids.
Because modern times are coming so fast, a lot of our youth are losing grasp of their traditional lifestyle, and on a daily basis, kids they go to the schools, so they're learning the modern way, and so we're not really combating that. So some of these thoughts came into mind. So we supported the idea of getting everybody out there.
The community flies 97 miles, my GPS says, to the basically east, a little bit north, to Horton Lake, to the barren lands, just sort of on the edge of the tree line. You can camp there, but there's still a little bit of firewood and poles for your tent and your teepees.
It's good for the children because they get to see firsthand how caribous are dressed and how they're cut up properly.
When you get around the ears, you gotta pull it out. You gotta stick your fingers in and pull it.
Moose, you gotta cut it on right here and then leave this one.
To preserve the meat, a lot of the meat is smoked on teepees. So when we get out there, the kids see firsthand how we build the teepees, how the meat is prepared and hung, and the girls have a really good chance of watching how their mothers make dry meat and fix the meat up. And whereas the boys go with their dads to go out and see how caribou is killed and dressed out in the field, and then packed. Usually, if there's no packs, they actually usually use the hide, and they put all the meat in the hide, and then they weave the hide together with a strip of hide that they cut off. And they cut holes in the hide and they put all the meat in there and they tie it up with a stick through it. Makes it easier to pack. It's easier for two guys to carry a caribou rather than one person.
And skinny little leg for them. And then you can take out the marrow and you can eat it in the muffins.
So they get a chance to see all this, and it's a lot of fun for them.
They look forward to getting away from the hustle and bustle of Colville Lake out to the barren lands where they say the air is so pure and you can relax and there aren't so many people around and there aren't machines going here and there.
In the evenings, usually they get together and tell stories.
I got on top of the logs and I was looking for that goose. You know a goose is gray, just like old log. I couldn't see that goose.
Like that time we had all that big group out there. We had the stick games in the evening and everything like that. So it's a lot of fun for the children as it is for the adults also. So instead of just sending the hunters out there, we usually try to get money together to make sure that we bring everybody out there that wants to go. Usually everybody from the community, and there's other older ladies and other people coming from Good Hope to go back out and see the barren lands, maybe for the last time.
People are very talented out there and powerful. They haul huge logs. I can haul one log maybe like they do for a tent or a teepee, but then on the second trip my shoulder is aching from the first one. But they just lug them along and very skilled with knives and axes, with the butchering process.
They say the spirit of a caribou hovers above and observe people who participate in the traditions. Caribou likes to have its meat dried on clean shaven poles. We need 6 poles for inside a tent to make dry meat in the tent. I need one more pole, so that's why I'm going out to get one more pole. But that's the reason to have a good sharp axe to take the bark off. This is not my axe. Someone else's axe. I'm just sharpening it.
I'm just cleaning off this. I got this meat. I took it from the hind quarter. I'm just cleaning it from the hair and that because I'm going to dry it.
If it's too thick, it doesn't dry. Some soft spots until you have to thin it out to dry well.
Small knife is better for me. Some people use bigger knives. They work better with bigger knives. And it's better if the knives are sharp. To work with a dull knife is terrible. You can't cut your meat evenly.
Then you gotta watch you don't cut your hand too. You could smoke it, or you could either dry it inside and around the stove where it's warm and can dry fast.
And what you're gonna do with it when you're done with that piece? You're gonna hang it up again?
Hang it up to smoke until it dries a little bit, then thin it out again. And keep thinning it out. Keep drying it a little bit more and thinning it out. So it's nice and thin and ready to eat.
I'm putting up a tarp this way because the wind changed. It's blowing this way now. Today it's blowing this way, so I have to put up a tarp this way so the wind can stay in there and smoke the meat. So that's what I'm working on now.
They do dry meat, they do ribs, they do the skull, the brain. They use the whole caribou, the total caribou. And they're just so knowledgeable, and when they're doing it, they just seem so skilled.
The head is good. You eat the tongue, the eyes, and the nose. All is good. And the stomach part, there's lots of parts in the stomach. There's a lot, maybe about the guts and the kidneys and there's another kind of fat in there. Well, there's lots of parts in there. The stomach part, and you just wash them and boil them. And the fat, you could dry them up and eat dry meat with it. So that's all I know. The rest of the meat, we just make dry meat or fry some part, that's it.
Caribou hide, they just give it to Madeline and them to take the hair off. Cutting the hair off the hide, and later on you could use it to tan it, or you could use it for drum, you could use it for buttish, for snowshoes.
For one teepee, they make quite a bit of caribou hide. Over 10, I guess. Yeah. They use that for the winter. It's a windproof too. Their hide are really warm and good.
Boy, that looks like
This
good
is
stuff.
the buttish made from caribou skin.
Yeah.
Before it was smoked. It's a very strong type of a lion. This stuff is as tough as rope. Yeah, it's they call it kluko here, but it's they'll use that like for snowshoes.
You cut it from the middle, and then after you cut it from the middle, you make lines, and then you keep cutting it until you're finished. And you just hang it up and let it dry, and then after that you put it on the snowshoes.
And if it's good and thick hide, you could make vest or woman's dress. Or you could make a lot of things with caribou skin, and it's really good if you know how to do all the work of the caribou. It's a lot of work.
It was just for Friday night. Come here, baby.
Okay.
Lay down. Hey, dear. Can't say this all on the
How long this meat's gonna last everybody? Till Christmas time or?
Till October, November.
Oh, yeah. Then you're gonna go back out again?
The caribou will be here by that time.
Oh,
so
are they gonna come across the lake?
Yeah, well, on the ground.
Oh.
Or this way.
Oh, yeah. The same herd?
Yeah, same
We'll come
herd.
back, oh.
And there's another herd from down this way, Inuvik.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when that, sometimes that's
Oh.
earlier.
Huh.
When that one's in October, the
Oh,
barn
yeah.
name.
Yeah, the boys really enjoy going hunting and learning to cut up meat, learning to pack up meat back home, haul them. I don't know how they haul it on the ground, but they just haul it down the shore to the boat.
The women would weave the spruce boughs together inside the tent, and it looked like a carpet. And it didn't all come apart. And we tried to do that, and my boughs kept flying all over the place when you walked on them. But they were woven together just like a beautiful carpet. It was just so comfortable in their tents. It was just amazing.
Activities like building the boat allows the younger generation to learn traditional skills from their parents and their elders. And the skills encompass not only the land but also the water, and it provides variety for their diet.
In the old days, the elders used to walk there. Today we just fly there, and it's kind of easy, but it's really a lot of fun. Everybody enjoyed themselves out there.
We like making fire there.
Oh yeah, it's good to get out of town.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And what's your favorite food of all?
Meat.
Meat? Caribou meat? Oh. What part of the caribou you like? You like dry meat or boiled meat or ribs?
Ribs.
Ribs, oh. Smoked ribs? Ah. What about you, Dakota? What do you like?
Me ribs.
Ribs, oh. Smoked? Your mom's make smoked ribs?
Make boiled ones.
Oh.
Boiled.
I go out with my family every year to Horton Lake, and I work on meat, like dry meat. Go out for caribou with my uncles and my dad.
Did your dad let you shoot gun yet?
Yeah.
Oh. What kind of gun?
A rifle and a 22.
Oh. What did you shoot?
A caribou, a bear. George wounded a caribou first, and me and Joey started shooting it up.
With 22 or a rifle?
22.
Oh, did you kill it?
Yeah.
That's how we learn, by watching, and later on it is our turn to do the work. That's the way I learned from my grandmother too. I watch her do all the work, and now I do it myself.
Is that all backstrap from, how many caribou is that? One caribou or?
No, altogether I have 3 caribou and one fresh one in this bucket. I dry up 2 caribou. That goes to 1 caribou. That's 2.
Oh, yeah.
I did 4, that's 6.
When you split it, it gets no more, eh? You just keep splitting it?
I got one new one here.
Oh, yeah. That's the one Richard got?
Yeah, it gave us 1 fresh caribou.
Oh, right on.
This is...
That's a backstrap, eh?
Yeah.
That's the best for dry meat.
Yeah, I've got to be doing this after. And
Yeah. You know what they pay for that down south, Marie? For a little piece like that, to cook it, they pay about $20. Yeah. Even though my home is hundreds of miles away, I do have a connection here.
I was living in a little 8 by 15 cabin I had built in a Klavik there along the shore of the East Branch. Your dad and mother were living in a tent right in front of me, maybe 100 feet. And while I was there, your sister, Caroline, was born. And your mother, of course, got me over there. I was taking care of the medicine at that time anyways, and assist with the birth. And then when I came down to tie the umbilical cord, I didn't have the proper type of twine, so we used some net twine there and tied. It worked all right, though. And I'm sure she never knew the difference. Yeah. The Colville Lake area had been a very popular spot for hunting and trapping for many, many centuries. In the summertime, they were trapping over towards Horton Lake. And then in the spring of the year, using dog packs, they walked back in this direction, 100 miles, and we are another 100 miles by trail to Fort Good Hope. So they were attracted there, especially after 1921, when Treaty 11 was signed. The men with the hides, they were selling muskox hides that time for $5 to the Hudson Bay Company, plus all the white fox and the pine marten. They picked up their treaty money. They traded that fur for the necessities of life, like tea and sugar, and shot for their rifles, you know, ammunition. And then the men would walk back here with their dog packs, meet up again with the women and children, and then head again out east towards Horton Lake area and spend the winter out there again. That was the annual migration. I would say, though, the Colville Lake probably one of the last places where they were doing it. Now you've got a town that's more or less an incorporated village. They have a $1 million budget a year. And we have the co-op going here, which I started here in 1968. And you've got the oil companies coming in here now and drilling in the area and hiring some of the boys, enticing them off the trap lines. So there's not quite as much interest now in getting out and spending a winter in a tent. Although there's plenty of marten out there and good fur sold as Canadian sable. But the younger generation finds that life out on the land boring. That's their word, boring. They'd like to take their TV with them if they could.
Where are you thinking about going to?
Yellowknife.
What's in Yellowknife?
And I know people there to stay with.
Yeah, and you want to finish your school?
Yeah.
It hasn't eaten all winter. Is everybody ready? Yeah, ready. Yeah. Okay.
Even if they pursue their career in education, they'll still have their traditional way of life, you know. If they didn't make it, we find that nowadays a lot of our young people get caught in between the modern way and the traditional life. They don't have the modern skills, so they can't get a job. They don't know about their traditional lifestyle, so they really can't go to the land for survival, you know. So we find a lot of our young people that's what's happening to them.
The benefits of being isolated is like this. Is not a lot of people come through, not a lot of traffic. Like there is a lot of traffic by airplane, but it's pretty expensive to travel back and forth. So you sort of keep out the bad element that usually can just drive through town and, you know, create a ruckus or whatever, or sell drugs and booze. So it's kind of an advantage of being isolated in the summertime, whereas we don't get that much people coming through the community.
If you have too much outside influences, then you don't get the privacy of, you know, your way of life.
Last year, there was lots that came in on the winter road, which some people think it's a good thing. You know, being able to get supplies, of course, is a good thing. Some of the elders still are, you know, feeling that the winter road is opening the village up too much. So there's mixed feelings on the road.
I was really upset. I don't know. I felt sorry for all these people that are drinking every weekend and not attending the church. My grandchildren included. I was really upset. I had to kneel down the whole rosary. After the whole rosary, I still kneel. The only person that I ask for help is Jesus. I said, Jesus, help me. Jesus, help me. I keep saying that. I know what you're going through. I know that your children are hurting you. It's the same thing with me.
I don't know what I like about Colville, but I don't like the drinking around here.
The main thing is family, you know, how do we get them back together, and then all the drinking and alcohol, that type of stuff, you know, it distracts our young people, so, you know, when we take them out there.
In our young days, it was really strong, a lot of strong, fit people. That time we had priests and a lot of prayers that time, but later on there's getting no more priests, and then just like everything's all come and gone.
So the picture's changing, and from my point of view, it's going counter to what I had anticipated this settlement being. I was hoping that we'd retain more of its historic value, life off the land, and we're slowly losing that.
Even though oil companies are starting to come to Colville Lake and we have winter roads and there's talk of maybe running water someday, I see the hunt as something that will go on for a long time.
Just keep an annual thing, and by the summer comes, you know, all the kids are, you know, like, when's going to be the Bearland, when's going to be the Bearland hunt, and then the elders, you know, the older people, they're the same thing.
We think it's hard, but that's our way of life. We're used to it. It's really good.
You know, progress can change an entire people if they aren't anchored to something. But fortunately for Marie, the caribou will return again next year. For now.